You
Whoever's first on.
start
In the link.
video.
Okay,
Who?
hang on just a sec. It's taking a hot minute to.
But good news is like Saturday night, so I've been living off cheese, olives, and salami slices on charcuterie tray at all these events. But Saturday night, I got to go to the Independent Cattlemen's Association.
Need a steak?
Real
Banquet.
steak.
Well, Sherry and I split it, and then we brought one home.
That's good. You keep up your strength. You keep it up.
Okay, I have James Radley first. Oh,
I don't see that one.
he is on,
Who do you have, you said?
Radley. He's on, Rob.
Morning.
He's on there.
Larry Dowden? Okay.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me, Mr. Radley?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Thank you, Paula.
Thank you, ma'am.
I can now. Thank
Can you hear
you.
me?
I'm just waiting on Mr. Bowden to get to sign on.
Yes, sir.
Says my internet connection is unstable.
It's a little choppy.
Are you there, Judge?
Yes, but you're not.
There we go. All right, well, I see you. James, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
You can hear me, Larry?
Yes, sir, I can. Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, hold on just 1 minute. I'm trying to.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Okay, I'm trying to understand this, Mr. Radley. So your father, I assume, was in the room, was the informant when your mother died, Kathleen Brown?
Correct.
We've got quite a delay. Okay, so this is a successor. Okay, so Mr. Brown died in 2020 and then Mrs. Brown died in 2022.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you get me off that wheel on Mrs. Brown? All right, Mr. Radley, if you'll raise your right hand, please. I'm going to swear you in the estates of both Michael Brow and Kathleen Butte Brow. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these two causes should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Brow, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Michael Brow. Do you recognize that as being such?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not going to go to the signature since this will's already been admitted to probate and this is a successorship. I'm also going to hold up the last will and testament of Kathleen Butte Brow. Do you recognize that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm going to go to the signature page. Ask you, do you recognize that as being the signature of your mother?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and after the date she made this will, which appears to have been on December 1st of 2020, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Dowden.
Thank you, Judge. You're James R. Radley III, is that right?
Correct.
And Mr. Radley, you're actually an attorney down in the Corpus Christi area, is that correct?
That's also correct.
Okay, and so you're here today to ask the court, first of all, to appoint you to serve as the independent executor of the estate of Kathleen Butte Brow. Is that true?
Yes,
And I understand, Mr. Radley, that she passed away on or about July 30th of this year, 2022. Is that true?
yes,
And left the valid written will that you've identified that she executed here in our office on or about December 1st, 2020. Is that true?
that's true.
And have you had an opportunity, Mr. Radley, prior to the hearing to review the proof of death and other facts that were intend to file with the court?
I did.
And is everything in that document within your knowledge and true and correct?
It is.
Okay. Also, we'll ask you this morning to execute your executor's oath. And so have you had an opportunity to review that document?
I have.
And we allege in there that this is the last will and testament of Kathleen Brow, as far as we know and believe, and that you will handle the affairs of her estate to the best of your ability. Is that true?
That's true.
Is one of the things you need to handle for her estate, having yourself appointed successor executor of the estate of her late husband, Michael Brow.
Correct.
Okay, and the reason for that is we took care of all of his affairs except she failed to execute an executor's deed and passed away on us. Is that true?
That's my understanding.
Okay, Judge, that's all I have unless you need anything further on the Kathleen Brow estate.
I'm just out of curiosity, Mr. Radley. There was a Rosemary and Clarence Brow that lived in Groves also. Were they any kin to your stepfather, I guess?
I don't know Rosemary.
She just recently passed away.
I don't mean to
She
interrupt.
moved from Austin to Dripping Springs. And
That name does not sound familiar to me.
all right, so
We did have a lag, don't we?
well, they'd moved all over the world because her husband Clarence was a vice president of one of the major chemical companies, Bayer Chemical, and real nice people. In any event, if you will sign your proof of death and other facts and your oath and return them in front of a notary and return those to Mr. Dowden,
Yes, sir.
then we will get your orders appointing you as successor and as executor of Mrs. Brow's estate. And if there's anything y'all need, just let us know. Is these the only two that you have this morning, Mr. Dowden?
Yes, sir, they are, Your Honor.
All righty. Well, I hope y'all have a great rest of your week and let us know if you need anything. Take
Thank you
care.
for your help,
Thank you very
Judge. Good to see you, James. We'll talk.
You too. May I be excused, Your Honor?
You are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you, James. We didn't really take.
What do you got next?
Plantis. This is also. Successor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your
Morning.
Honor.
How y'all?
We're doing well. How about yourself?
Doing well. All right. Can you hear me okay, Ms. Norris?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Thank you.
Okay. Looks like somebody's been out hunting axis deer.
Not recently, but that was my husband. Yes.
All right. Could I get you to raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. So your dad was Bo Duplantis?
Yes. That's what we called him, besides Dad.
I hunted with him many a time.
Really? He got around.
Yeah, he was a great guy. All right, if I've already sworn you in, haven't I? Did I swear you in, Ms. Norris?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to hold up in the interest of time, since your attorney may have a little bit more difficulty. Do you recognize this as being the last will and testament of Melba C. Duplantis?
I do.
I'm going to go back to the signature page. And do you recognize that as being her signature?
Yes, I do.
That's the date she made this will, which had been on March 18th of 1982. Did she ever change it or revoke it?
No.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Clark.
All right. And Maury, I think we've already touched on this. What's your relationship to the decedent Melba C. Duplantis?
I am her second daughter.
And is it true that your mother passed away on September 10, 2022 in Jefferson County, Texas at the age of 92 years?
It is true.
And have 4 years elapsed since the date of your mother's passing?
Not on my calendar, no.
I think not on anybody's calendar. At the time of her death, was your mother domiciled, and did she have a fixed place of residence in Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes, she did.
And I know the judge already touched on this, but to the best of your knowledge, is that document that you previously identified as being your mother's will, which is dated March 18, 1982, is that indeed your mother's will?
Yes, it is.
And to the best of your knowledge, did your mom ever revoke that instrument prior to her death?
No.
And was any marriage of your mother dissolved, whether by divorce, annulment, or otherwise, prior to her death?
No.
And that was kind of an odd question, I suppose. What I'm trying to get at is your mother was unmarried at the time of her death, correct?
That is correct.
And her husband, your father, Harris J. Duplantis, predeceased her, having died back in, was it year 1995?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. And were any children born to or adopted by your mother after the date of the will, 1982?
No.
Is there a necessity for the administration of your mother's estate?
Yeah, I think so. That's why we're here, isn't it?
Well, and I'm sorry, there's a lot of legalese there.
I know. Okay.
Are there assets to be collected and distributed to you and you and the other beneficiaries of the estate?
Yes.
Okay. And does your mother's will name a state governmental agency, the state, or a charity as a devisee, as a beneficiary?
No.
And the will appoints your father, Melba's husband, Harris, to serve as independent executor. However, he predeceased. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And the will names you to serve as the alternate or successor independent executor and to serve without bond or other security. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you in any way disqualified from serving as independent executor or from accepting letters testamentary?
No.
Okay, excellent.
All
Thank
right.
you very
You
much.
have that proof of death and other facts. Have you read the proof of death and other facts, Ms. Norris?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand the question.
Have you been provided a document called a proof of death and other facts?
Yes, I think. I'm pretty sure that's one of them.
Yes, ma'am. This was something that
Yes.
we mailed to you when you were up in
Right.
Kerrville.
Right.
Did you read it?
Of course I did.
Okay, everything contained in that document true and correct and within your personal knowledge?
Yes.
All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to make arrangements to execute that document just as your name is typed on it in front of a notary public. Get those to Mr. Clark. He'll e-file those with the county clerk in Jefferson County. As soon as they're e-filed, I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the clerk to issue letters testamentary that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. You can use those letters to deal with real estate title companies or financial institutions or whatever you need to do. Make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Clark in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother's estate, because he has 90 days to file an inventory, 90 days from the date I signed the order to file an inventory. So otherwise, I hope everything goes well. Mr. Clark, you can let me know if there's anything else you need, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just one quick question to confirm kind of our timeline. I'll make sure that we get that signed proof of death on file, and then I suppose you be so kind as to sign the order admitting the will to probate. And thereafter, should we file Maury's oath, or go ahead and file the oath and the proof at the same time?
You can file the oath and the proof at the same time. She should sign the proof first and then sign her oath. E-file those with the county clerk or file them in another fashion. And I will sign it as soon as I receive it. Assuming you can get that done in the next 2 weeks, I'll get it taken care of the day it gets here. If you don't get it in until November 10th, I will be deer hunting for a week and a half. So,
Well, I'll be getting married, so let's hope we get it in before
Let's-
November 10th.
Yeah, let's wrap this
I
up
like
then.
my gig better than yours.
You're the second person I've talked to that said, well, your fiance must not respect your deer hunting schedule. I said, well, I think this takes precedence.
Yeah, the problem is, as I told a friend of mine who was planning on getting married on November 4th a couple of years ago, and he said, well, it's only for 1 year. I'll miss opening weekend. I said, have you ever heard of an anniversary?
Yeah, maybe an oversight. Well, we'll be sure to get those in a timely fashion, Your Honor. I sure appreciate it.
Well, blessings upon you and your marriage. Y'all have a great one.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Take care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see here. We have Shepherd. Bad connection this morning.
Uh-huh.
So I think we're connected.
Hopefully we are.
They've all been bad lately.
Yeah, we are. Trying to get some back together. We are.
It didn't tell you. Mr. Chamberlain, are you there? Mr. Shepherd, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
You'll need to enable your video. Bottom left-hand corner, there you are. Mr. Chamberlain? If you can hear me, your connection is muted right now.
Trying to unmute the click to unmute isn't working.
Oh, no.
Hmm.
think I can do it. Okay, let me see if I can do it this way. Mr. Shepherd, you raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Okay, Mr. Shepherd, I'm going to show you what purports to be the last will and testament of Mr. Alan T. Shepherd. Do you recognize that as being his will?
yes, I do.
I'm going to go back to the signature page. And ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and after the date he made this will on June 1st of 2022, did he ever change
There
it?
he is. There he is.
No, he did not.
Okay, go right ahead,
Hello,
Mr.
Your Honor. Morning.
And I noticed, have you ever appeared in my court before, Mr. Chamberlain?
No, I have not.
Okay, tell you what, have you provided Mr. Shepherd with the proof of death and other facts?
No, I have not yet.
Okay, well, go ahead and cover the proof then with him.
Okay. Are you Alan T. Shepherd Jr.?
Yes, I am.
Were you well acquainted with Alan T. Shepherd, the decedent?
Yes, he's my father. Or was my father.
Did your father die naturally on August 27th, 2022 in Jefferson County, Texas, at the age of 89?
Yes,
Was the date of his death less than 4 years ago?
yes,
Has citation been served and returned in the manner and for the length of time required by the Texas Estates Code?
yes,
Was your father domiciled in Texas?
yes,
And did he have a fixed place of residence in Jefferson County?
yes, he did.
Did he leave a will?
Yes,
All right, I'm now going to show you a document dated June 1st, 2022, which purports to be his last will and testament.
right.
I've already covered that, Mr. Chamberlain.
Okay, and was this will self-proved?
Yes,
And to the best of your knowledge, did he ever revoke this will?
no, he didn't.
And is there a necessity for an administration?
Yes,
After the date of the will, were any children born to or adopted by your father?
no,
Was the marriage of your father dissolved after the date of the will?
no,
Did his will provide for gifts to the state of Texas, a political subdivision thereof, or a charity?
no,
This will appoints you as independent executor. As far as you know, are you qualified to serve as such and to accept letters testamentary?
yes,
Have you been convicted of a felony or committed any crimes against moral turpitude?
no.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so what's going to happen, Mr. Shepherd, is Mr. Chamberlain's going to provide you with well, you're not Mr. Chamberlain, you're Mr. Cimarron.
I'm Max Chamberlain. Mr. Gilson is, he's
You
here.
are, it says Gilson Cimarron
We
on
got
that.
under somebody else.
Oh, okay. In any event, your attorney, Mr. Shepherd, is going to provide you with a document called a proof of death and other facts, and another document called an oath of independent executor. You will sign the proof first before a notary public, assuming that everything contained in that document is true and correct. You'll then sign your oath. He will e-file that with the county clerk, but you're located here in Beaumont, aren't you?
Yes,
Or you can have it notarized and bring it down here and file it directly with the county clerk. Once that's filed, I will sign the order admitting your father's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary, and then you can use the letters testamentary to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate, to marshal the assets, and to, after you go through the proper procedures, to distribute them in accordance with the terms of the will. Please make sure that you cooperate with your attorneys in getting them a listing of the assets of your father's estate, because under the Texas Estates Code, they have 90 days after the date I signed the order to file an inventory with the court. But other than that, I hope everything goes well. If y'all have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me.
If I was to do this in person, the same place I brought the will to?
You would, it's right when you go through security in the courthouse, right directly across from security is the county clerk's office. When you go in the double doors in the county clerk's office, you turn to the right. That's the
Right.
probate section.
Yes.
And you
they can
could
do that.
you could take them there and they could file it. They'll notify my office of the receipt, and then I'll sign the order.
Okay.
All right, and you and your attorney can discuss that, but I hope everything goes well, and we'll be available if y'all need anything.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
Have a great rest of your week.
Hey, you too.
Thank you.